Evening VC, Dave here, back on again. Hope everybody's well. Um, Happy to be alive, and happy to be spinning records. Um, yeah, Last week, as I mentioned in my video I did earlier of Bill's VCLT, I was in the hospital for severe food poisoning. Threw up blood all night, Thursday night into Friday morning, and my neighbor had to come pick me up off the floor, pretty much, put my shoes on for me, take me to the hospital. Pretty hardcore shit. And Saturday, so I'm in the hospital Friday, and Saturday is Dylan's grand opening for Noble Records. And it's all I could think about. Like, man, I'm gonna miss this. And like Hank from Smokestack Records was coming from Johnson City. Chris was gonna be there up from South Carolina. I was just gonna miss the whole thing. And I wanted to be there to support because he's just put in a ton of work into getting this shop open. And I knew he was gonna have dope records. And I knew there was going to be a good line. There's been monster lines at the pop-ups lately, and so I was like, well, damn. But I think it was Sunday afternoon is when I ate solid food for the first time. I went and got a Subway sandwich. I shoved Jared out of the way, and as I told Bill, and said, "Screw it, I'm going up." And I'm glad I did. He still literally had everything I was looking for that I knew he had got in. Can't believe it, because the jazz section was about wiped out, and really stoked. So I have not obviously had a chance to spin all these yet, being that I was out of commission. But yeah, first record is one that survived the day, and he told me he had put aside for me to come in and get. And it's Albert Ayler, Prophecy. It's originally put out on ESP disc. And this is one of the first Albert Ayler records I've been able to find. And this is reissue on bass record, Italian. I don't know if they're boots or what, but maybe just Italian reissue. These play fine. I've got a couple others on bass record, so I was happy to get it. Gary Peacock on the bass, Sonny Murray on percussion. Sonny Murray's fantastic drummer. This was live at Cellar Cafe in New York, June 14th of 64. So some great free jazz. Very happy to get that. And it was really nice of Dylan to put that aside for me as it survived the day. Went over to what he calls the Holy Moly Wall when I got up there and checked that out first, and was surprised this was still on there. This is a UK pressing of Sun Ra, Space is the Place. And this is really cool. It opens up, it's a gatefold, but it opens up like long ways, which is kind of different. Opens up like this, if I can show you. So you got the man in all his glory right there. See, this is a big ensemble on this record, and has the singers, and I really dig June Tyson. June Tyson is a trip, man. Like, I don't know if you've seen the DVD that came out from Coney Island, from Record Store Day, and she's on there. Really cool. But happy to grab that off the Holy Moly Wall. And then the Sun Ra barrage continued. He still had Sun Ra Sun Song on the Delmark label. So grab this. And you've got some different players on this one. Julian Priester on trombone, for example, is on here. We've got Wilbur Green on electric guitar. Jim Herndon on timpani. There's just some different players here with Sun Ra on this one. Not familiar with this one, so we'll be stoked to give this one a listen. Delmark, a great label out of Chicago. And he's also had this, Sun Ra and the Orchestra, Sound of Joy. This was on my want list. Another on Delmark. And this one was really cheap, mainly because there was, I guess, a price sticker that had been ripped off on it. But, yeah, like Rob said, from Sound Strange, we don't play the covers. I think that was him who said that. But, yeah, on the Delmark label there, real sturdy piece of vinyl, almost like the Verve records. These Delmarks. Really stoked with that. And then this one, probably my favorite of the Sun Ra grabs. This is Sun Ra and his Myth Science Orchestra, Cosmic Tones for Mental Therapy. Absolutely adore this cover. Fucking badass. This is a reissue on El Saturn, I believe, that did these. The classic lineup here with John Gilmore, Pat Patrick, Marshall Allen, Ronnie Boykins, Danny Davis, Clifford Jarvis. This I've listened to online, and there's some amazing percussion on here. This very, very different songs. Phenomenal Sun Ra album. Very stoked to get that. Someone had brought in a good stack. I had a few of them already, so he's got some more if you can get up to Matthews, North Carolina. He is 8 miles door to door from my house. So if you're ever in the area, hit me up. We'll go up there. And then this is the one that I was really shocked, with Sun Ra and Albert Ayler, being the free jazz, there was a chance that would survive the grand opening, but this one I did not think it would. That's the Ahmad Jamal Trio, The Awakening. And this is actually a reissue from 2017 on Be With Records, which I had no clue this was ever reissued. And this has been on my want list for years and years, probably 3-4 years, and I just have never been able to pull the trigger. They're usually beat up pretty good. The prices are crazy. The price of this record normally for an OG is the cost of what I paid for the entire stack that I just got from Dylan. So, yeah, very stoked to grab this. It's a gatefold. So it's in beautiful shape. It's minty. And one of the best Ahmad Jamal records, in my opinion. Fantastic. Originally on Impulse. 1970 was the original year of release. Amazing piano player. And then this was in the new Arrivals, and I definitely didn't think this would still be there. Of the Grodek Whipper Jenny on People Records, produced James Brown. This was a big time Record Store Day release. I think last Record Store Day. And this is Dave Matthews on piano, organ, and trombone. Kenny Poole on guitar and vocal. Michael Moore on bass. Jimmy Madison on the drums. And Mary Ellen Bell on vocal as well. Really looking forward to jamming this. Amazing find. So that was everything that I got at Noble Records. I was probably 40% when I went up there, and so I didn't stay too long. I didn't look through everything, so the next time I go up, I'll be going through the whole store and see what else I can find for sure. Gonna probably swing in there this weekend. We got a convention in town, and so we'll go to the convention early in the morning, and then it literally the way to go to the convention is past Noble Records. So yeah, I'll be hitting up Noble on the way back, see what else has come in. I know that people have been bringing a bunch of stuff in trade, some great stuff. So I know he's got an original Moondog up there. If it's still there, I might grab that. That's a hard record to find. Um, and so just man, poor Dylan, man, he was wiped out. He was asking me for an ibuprofen. That man had been working and his butt off, and I think he's got a well-deserved day off today. I think Chris Tunes from the Man Cave was up there running the ship, so I guess it was, free records for everyone. But really great that small business is back. Records are helping people with taking that jump, taking that risk. So we need this around here with everything getting torn down for apartments and parking decks and self-storage spaces. We'd rather have the arts and music in the neighborhood instead, and that's what Dylan's providing. So it's fucking awesome. I got one more record here. This Luke at Premium Sound over at Tip Top had sold to me out of his personal collection, and he didn't have to. He just offered it to me. I couldn't believe it. And damn right I jumped on this. This is a '92 U.S. original pressing of Helmet Meantime on Amphetamine Reptile Records. This is a grail for me. This is a major influence on all my musical journeys. This album, of course, just FBLA 2 is on here. So bad. This whole album's so badass, and I've seen Helmet a ton of times. More times than I can count. I've seen him open for Tool. Amazing band. Heavy good old school New York hardcore killer. So very stoked with that. So I also received in the mail from Alex Motor 247 or Motor 24/7 out in California. Another grail. This is an original 1971 pressing on Bellafon from Germany. This is Brain Ticket, Cottonwood Hill. This is some unreal psych madness. The back pretty much sums it up. Listen to the first recording of this LSD hashish fixie jointy sound. Take a trip to your inner light. See the hallucinations of reality rise out of the groove. Join in. You've got your brain ticket now. Hallelujah. Yeah. This one's a crazy record. My friend Jeff turned me onto this when he was over jamming the crazy stuff he's been listening to on YouTube, and so was happy to grab this from Alex, who's looking to find a new home. So it's definitely got a good one here, and another one I'm looking forward to spinning this week. But going to be spinning all this Sun Ra here this week. Really going to enjoy that stuff. Anytime you add a Sun Ra to the collection, it's freaking amazing. Such a diverse catalog, and there's no album that's like the other. I'll throw some photos in here of the shop, and Hope everybody's well. Peace.